Hello everyone, my name is Jeremy and welcome to my art channel. Today I'm painting a picture of my sister Michele. We recently took a trip to visit my whole family in the States. I was so excited and took so many pictures. I'm using a photo reference from that trip for this painting. I'm starting to experiment with using different tone colors, so I add a green tone to the canvas panel. I went with green because in the reference photo, there was a little bit of green reflection in her glasses. Once that's laid in, I roughly draw the head and main features. I'm thinking of value and proportions at this stage. After I add a few strokes of local color, I realize the green tone is too thick and mixing with the local color too much. So I scrape everything off and wipe it off with a towel. Once the surface is prepared, I redraw the head and facial features. Once again, I can start thinking of local color and value. In the reference photo, the left side of the picture has more orange light, whereas the dark side is more red. I add that in as well as some pinks for the cheeks and nose. I'm using a big brush to add in these big strokes of color. Now we can go to a smaller brush and add in more definition to the eyes. I really like painting the eye area because it really starts to look like a real person and more finished. It brings everything together for me. So apparently I decided not to work on the other eye, but instead jump down to the mouth area. I use that small brush to start adding in some details for the teeth and lips. I jump around a lot, trying to make all the parts of the face work together. Adding smaller details here and there, I move my brush in the same direction as the muscles or bones would go. Getting back to the eyes now, I add more detail. I'm looking very closely at the different folds for the eyelids and how all the smaller areas connect. there's so much detail around the eyes. There's also a lot of reflective light around the eyes, so it's a fun place to exaggerate colors. I'm finally getting happier with the details in the face, and can move on to the glasses and the shadow of the glasses. With the glasses on, I see some areas of the nose and eyes I can adjust and work on further. I like to exaggerate color when I paint, so I come back in with some strong reds in the shadow side of the face. Next, I work on the glare of light on the glasses. I did it too strongly, so I drew back in the eye, and I come back to it later. Next, I continue to add smaller shapes of color and value, jumping around wherever my squirrel mind takes me. I never realized I jump around so much when I paint until I started making these time lapses. By adding in smaller and smaller shapes, I define the facial features more. I add in Michele's nose ring and adjust the shadow from the nose down into the cheek and readjust the cheek on the shadow side. I'm constantly reworking things. I want to get better at putting a stroke down and leaving it. But one of the beautiful things about oil paints is I can rework things so easily. It's a very forgiving medium. I start to work on the hair by doing the same thing we did with the face, adding in big shapes of value and color. Here I add in the dark values first and come in with some lighter highlights and some local color. I get to a point where I want to play around with the edges between the background color and the hair, so I use my palette knife to add in some thick paint. Coming in with a smaller brush to get more details in the hair and pushing through the background color. Sometimes I want the paint to just lay softly on top of the background color. Other times I want it to disappear into it. And that's that. Here's my painting of my sister, Michele. Hey, thanks for watching everyone, and I'll see you next time.